I was sitting in silence on a Friday night, no TV, no music. It was just me, and I broke down. The house that used to be filled with laughter was painfully quiet. Painfully. Divorce didn't just take my marriage; it tried to steal my identity. But something happened that night. It happened several nights, but in this particular night, something happened. I want to share that with you about what that loneliness was like and how that pain became fuel and how I turned that loneliness into a superpower. I want you to stick with me here to the end. This is something that we all face. You've had it, you've been there. And when that house is full of, we always remember the joy, right? But there's also so many times when there was actually a lot of sadness, a lot of craziness going on too. Here's what started the transformation for me. I'm going to show you what I did so that you can do the exact same thing. Stick with me, um, because that silence is suffocating. That silence was all I was doing was replaying what I was missing and maybe where I had missed it, and guilt and shame. And it was just a replay and a rerun and all of those things. I did not want to self sabotage. I did not want to numb the pain. I knew that was wrong. I knew that was stupid. I knew what that road would do. And so I knew that wasn't an option. That wasn't a place I wanted to go down, but I didn't know what else to do. And so one night I sat there and I started. This is probably the most powerful thing. I couldn't run from the silence. I had to face the silence. I had to embrace it. I had to be there. I had to sit in it. And it's funny because when all the kids are around and everything is going on, you kind of dream for those moments. And then when they're there, I'm sitting here like, what do I do? I'm in this empty house and it's cold. And that's when I had to start to shift into not where I was, but where I was going to next. I couldn't escape the loneliness. I had to face the loneliness. But it's like, what do you do? How does that happen? Because a lot of the things that I was told initially was, talk your way out of it, confess scriptures. And those are great things. Those build your faith. But here is the ingredient that is the most powerful, transformative thing you have to know in Proverbs 23. It says, as a man thinketh, so is he. As a man thinketh, so is he. And I had to begin to not just think what I was, but I had to think about where I was going. So you're following me here. You're lonely. You're in this state, in this condition, and it's hard. And sometimes it actually feels good to just live in that space. Sometimes it does, to feel depressed. Sometimes it does. And, to be in that guilt until it's not. And that's where I was at. I finally had to say, I'm not a depressed person. I'm not a lonely guy. Things didn't go my way. Things haven't gone my way in the past. So what was I going to do? What was welcome to the classroom of loneliness? And actually, what was happening was God was bringing me closer to Him. And so, number one, first thing here is you need to reframe loneliness. I had to reframe loneliness. It was not about what wasn't happening in the house anymore. It was about what I had the ability to do. I remember talking to a friend about him and I were going back and forth about this, and we realized that this was actually a superpower moment for us. Another divorced dad, superpower moment for us that we can double down on all of this time that we now have available, right? We're working from home. I'm doing my work. I don't need to take care of the kids and those things. I have this space and time. What can I use it for? And I really sat with the Lord and I asked him, show me, Lord, show me what I can do, who I can become in this season, right? Who can I become in this season? Who can you become in this season? These moments of emptiness are actually the classroom for preparation of what you have next. It's the opportunity of where you're going. And it sounds great. It sounds, like it's super easy, but I want to give you a couple examples here quickly. Remember, Jesus often went away to pray, often by himself, often did that. That was something that really struck me. I said, Lord, awesome. I've got more time with you. I started going through my Bible more than I've ever gone through before. Not just, you know, the hot the hot scriptures, the stuff that I like. I mean, all of it. I went through cover to cover one in the beginning in 21 days, just constantly reading God's word. I decided that instead of trying to put my mind into business books, and I put my mind and my heart into God's word. And at first, before I did any of that, I had to create. This is what you had to start out. Create a vision. You have to create a vision. Create a vision board. Give yourself pictures and images and things that your mind can grab a hold on, right? Your mind can very easily, we grab a hold on what was in the past, what the house looked like, what the kitchen felt like. It's easy to remember that. You have to create what you're going to build next. What do you want this house to feel like? I had to write that down. I want my house to feel peaceful. I want my house to feel like the presence of God is here all the time. And what did I do? I began playing music, worship, things that only I say they were a balm to my soul. Not loud. I was very selective, and I still am very selective in music in my home. Very selective. The TV was not going to run my life. So I shut it off and I turned on worship. I turned on God's word. I turned on my vision. Anthony, who are you becoming? What an opportunity. Reframe this opportunity of loneliness. What an opportunity of growth. What an opportunity of being able to refine my skills, my gifts, my time, my thinking, my business, my prayer, my journaling, my writing. All of a sudden, I now had this world of time, and God was showing me how that I could use it. And that's what I'm giving you today. That loneliness is a superpower in your life. Listen, you do not get more time. It is it's the most valuable asset that you own, your time. And the devil wants nothing more than to kill, to steal, and to destroy. John 10:10. Distract, distract, distract. Your loneliness will do one or two things. You will either focus in on what you need to, or you become distracted on what doesn't matter. Another game to watch, another thing to scroll in your phone. Maybe it's a numbing out. Maybe it's just playing video games or feeling sorry for yourself. Focus in on what God is calling you to be. Write the vision of who you're going to become for your children, for your legacy. You have that moment of time. You can be the greatest dad ever right now in this moment of time. Why? Because you have time to build that out. You have time to pray. You have time to journal. You have time to reflect on those things, reflect on your business, reflect on what's working, reflect on what's not working. You can create the structure for the solitude and not isolation. Listen closely. My morning routine, it's not about filling up my time with more things. It's about filling up my time with the right things. Catch that. It's not becoming more distracted and doing more. It's becoming more focused to do less, that creates more solitude. What does that solitude create? It creates more time to think. As a man thinketh, so is he. If you're not thinking, then you're not becoming, and you're not being. If you don't know what you're thinking and you're distracted, then you're not becoming, right? Use the mornings to fill what's needed. I pray, I read my Bible, I get into what's needed. At night, I wind down, I sit with the Lord, I spend time visualizing, meditating on God's word. I get into turning the TV off, opening up my Bible into very specific, profound passages that I dig into. I open up a Greek study. I open up another book, another translation. I dig. And it's created a superpower in my life. What an opportunity in my life to have this much time alone to build, to prepare, and to grow. I want to put that, I want to give that to you. One last thing that you can do. One last thing. Catch this closely. Catch this closely. Remind your children who they are, even when you're not there. Even in solitude, encourage your children. Sow seeds of greatness in them. If you can text them, text them. If you can call them, give them a call. Let them know you love them. Let them know you care. Let them know that that you're there for them if they need something. Love them. And in your solitude, you can lead. Every action is a seed for something. Think about the actions and think about the harvest that you want. Give generously of your time, of your words, of your encouragement, and you'll start to see those things happen in your home. My home is so peaceful. My children love to just rest and be at peace and take naps and sleep and be around, and they love it. And I believe that your children will as well. So if this is you, if it resonates, if it's something that hits, I want to just say, hey, subscribe, get more of this, share this with somebody, write this stuff down. Don't just consume, create. Don't just consume, create. You're created in the likeness and the image of God. Don't forget that. I can't wait. I can't wait to see you on the next one. God bless you.